Just finished the letter C for the competition up here at Crafers. The only way to get to this part of the road is to actually come up the freeway from the toll gate. If I came via whatever that road is, Upper Sturt Road, I would have ended up in a little dead-end street just there, and there's no way for me to get my bike. No way for me to get my bike back up to here. So up to the freeway, and I'll turn the camera around in a minute, you can see where I am, but this is certainly testing the capabilities of this microphone that I'm wearing with all the truck sound and cars. Lovely day here in Adelaide, a little bit on the chilly side, but that's good. It's going to get hot enough soon enough, and I'll complain about that too. But I must stop complaining about the weather. It is what it is. But even though I said the traffic was busy, it's to be expected. This is the main road from Adelaide to the eastern states. You want to leave Adelaide, you come up here and you head down there. It used to be a really painful road up to a spot called Devil's Elbow. Called that because it was simply very, very sharp, and so many trucks just chipped because they were going too fast. They didn't realise the slope of the road was a little bit in the wrong angle, and it just tipped over. Then they smoothed it out, dug a couple of tunnels that you saw in the video on the way up, called the Hyson tunnels. But I'm still amazed, still impressed with the sheer magnitude of the building that they did. The amount of rock and dirt they got rid of, the thousands of cubic meters, where do they go? Where do they put it? It just disappeared. I know right down at the bottom of the freeway, they built it up quite a lot, and I know they took down a lot. It was just never-ending truck every night. The trucks just kept going down the road, dumping the dirt and coming back up again. So the bottom of the freeway is about 20, 30 metres up higher than it used to be. So they got rid of some of the dirt there. But for the rest of it, it makes it a nice ride up. Where I'm at the moment, I'm assuming I'm allowed to park here. If I'm not, then if a police car comes past, it's going to tell me, hey, you did the wrong thing. But the first of the journey, I love the signs. I'll bring you a little bit closer. I love the signs, look at them. Instead of the same little welcome to signs, it's really great. And as I turn, there you can see where I came from, up the on the up track. And then I just came onto this dirt section. I mean, it's got a gutter, but I can see lots of tyre marks and tread marks on the ground. So I'm assuming that, yeah, you can park here for a little bit if you need to. It's not that I have an emergency at all, but it's okay. I'm going to head down yonder, down there, go through a couple of little more country towns until I find the next little cute sign that's up in the Adelaide Hills, and then we'll have a bit of a chat there as well. But as I said, lots of trucks. It's the one only road to go from here to Melbourne, here to Sydney, other than going through the Riverland and heading up that way to northern New South Wales. And the looks I get from these people driving past, I'm talking to a camera standing here, and especially when I was taking the photograph, holding up the page from the touring guide, smiling into it, you see these people going, okay, he's a strange man. But you can see from there, it's just traffic, and this is 24 hours a day. That's it, the one and only main road, but at least they've made it a bit easier to go. Okay, so pack everything up and on to spot number 2, and I'll have a chat to you then. Welcome everybody. Thank you for continuing on my journey. Photograph number 2 for the day, just up here at Bridgewater. You've got to love the signs, so that somebody's gone to the effort of making them look half decent, which is really nice. A much quieter road than the freeway, obviously, but didn't take long, just up from the freeway through the little town of Stirling and Aldgate. Roadworks, of course. One thing about Adelaide is that it's always got roadworks. So we're here for this. So that one's done. I've just taken the photographs. A lady came by and even stopped. Are you all right? So that was very nice of her. Do I look that bad? That's sick. But that's okay. Again, this is a bit of a test for the microphone that I'm wearing with all the cars going past to see if you can hear me while they do zoom through. If I remember to stop and talk while they're going through, that might help as well. All right, so that's a couple of photographs done today. I'll head down this road up to the Adelaide Hills to do another 3 or 4 photos. But before I do that, I need to get out this page about the competition rules, because the last one that you saw, I was doing a bit of a woohoo. I've got my 25 photographs, I can enter the competition. Well, I thought I'd better actually read the competition rules once more just to make sure that I was right, and well, I was wrong, so my apologies. I read what I thought I read. You know what's up. So, 20 points. I can get the ABC pin and enter the competition. And that was 2 days ago, 2 rides ago, the 20 points. My 25 points, I think I've got 26 photographs at the moment. So 25 points says I get the touring pin and patch. And I've got that already. Today, that was 26, 27 at Crafers, 28 here at Bridgewater. And so I only need 2 more to get the pin, patch and drink cooler. And obviously I've got about another 4 today, so I'll end up with about 32 photographs by the end of today. Later this week, when I go out for another ride, it's national parks. Oh, sorry, conservation parks here in SA. Up in the Adelaide Hills, there's a couple of ones that are tucked away that you've got to know how to get there, and you know I'm going to get lost with at least one of them. One I know how to get to quite easily. I had a bit of trouble last year for the fact that as the road going past the national park sign is a bit of a slope, and if you know anything about Harley bikes, they're heavy, and yeah, I almost dropped the bike. Oh, I could if I dropped the bike, it would have just slid down the road. Hate to think how much that would have cost, but I didn't, thank goodness. So I just had to be very wary of myself for doing that. The other one is a conservation park called Sumark Oliphant Conservation Park. It's tucked away off a side road, so a side road to a side road off a main road. And that one I'm going to have to look up Google Maps at least once or twice. I'll have the general idea of how to get there, but then I'm going to have to stop and find out. For the other national parks, because that's the ends of the national parks up in the Adelaide Hills, the rest of the parks are going to be eastern suburbs of Adelaide. And these are parks that are in the suburbs. They were there when Adelaide was new, and then the suburbia came and it built around it. So they're not huge by any stretch of the imagination. They don't take up square kilometres of acreage, but at least they were there and they're still there. So there's about 3 or 4 eastern suburbs of Adelaide heading towards the Adelaide Hills. If you're not sure of what Adelaide looks like, then have a look up and you can see that we're a very long, thin city. The sea on one side, hills on the other, and the Adelaide Plains. And people can only build up so much anymore. Many years ago, you could build what you like up on the Adelaide hillside, and there they just put a restriction that you just cannot build there anymore. They want to maintain the character. They just didn't want the hillsides totally dominated by houses. They wanted the greenery, which good on them. All right, so but today that's for the next time, perhaps later on this week. But said, Bridgewater done, Craven's done. I'm going to head down that road and find another one of these really great signs and take a photograph. And then we'll have another bit of a chat. So I thank you for joining me. If you're watching this, enjoy the lovely sunny Adelaide day, and I'll start packing all this up and we'll get going again. As soon as there are no cars to get in my way, that is. Yes, okay. I'll turn the voice recorder off and we'll start to pack up. Put it away. All right, thank you. Bye. Welcome to Woodside. There's some workers just over the other side of the road to show me doing the little clapperboard, the 3 sounds, so I can link up the audio and the video. And he was going, what's he doing? Very strange look that he gave me. Not that far from Bridgewater where I was. In fact, today it's all little drives. I don't have to drive for hundreds of kilometres to be able to take a photograph, which is nice. That's coming up in a few days' time. But I had to go through Balhanna, Oakbank, now Woodside. Would have been 3 distinct little towns in the early South Australia. Now it's the main road. The townships are just sort of getting closer and closer together, and it's almost one non-stop large country town, even though it still has its own individual flavour. But a busy road, especially on the weekends. Lots of people come up here for your Sunday drives to check out the local bakeries, and some of them are very nice. So if you have never been up to the Adelaide Hills along this road through Woodside, each little town's got its own great bakeries. Oakbank's got one, Balhanna's got a couple of really nice ones. Woodside's got a couple, and then further down the road behind you, I'm going to be heading down there to another couple of towns, and they've got some excellent bakeries as well. So I think I might do I'll support the local community and get a nice something from a bakery and a nice cold drink and sit down and just watch the world go past. But W gone, so that was 25, 26, so this is the 28th photograph, which is good. Almost there to the magic 30, so I can get my drink cooler. As you can see by the cars, it's not heavy, but it's just a steady process. And we've got a couple of workers over there just staring up into the trees, because I think someone's up there with a cherry picker trimming a tree back somewhere that I don't know, but wow, as I said, non-stop, which is okay. Alright, I'll continue my lovely drive here, and we'll do a bit more talking at a hopefully not such a busy road. Okay, I'll see you then. Another very short ride, 2-3 minutes from Woodside to the town of Lobethal, established circa 1842. Okay, Woodside had circa 1841, so yeah, pretty good. Almost 200 years coming up in 30 years, 20 years time. So there'll be big celebrations. Lobethal, nice bakery. Here's my buffy jacket still, of course. This is the straightest way to get here. There is on the other side of Lobethal, there's another road, but it's very, very windy. And even for a bike, you want to get up to a little bit of speed, but this is just turn and turn and turn. So this is a much better way to go. Fingers crossed the microphones are getting rid of some of the noise. Its claim to fame at the moment, other than having a really nice bakery in the main street, is that at Christmas time, there are what are called the Lobethal lights. The majority of the houses and buildings in the town put Christmas decorations up, and every night it's open up until New Year's Eve, and it's just bedlam. It's just bumper to bumper traffic up here. I've been a couple of times, and yeah, unless you really have a young family that loves the lights and you're doing something nice for them, wow, you're just so tired at the end. As I said, it is bumper to bumper to bumper traffic. If you want to park and sort of have a look through the main street, because they have little places selling drinks and food, that's a task in itself. So anyway, but it is worth coming up at least for once. Check the website, Lobethal Lights, and it will give you the time schedule of when they light everything up and start it all. But I think it's just really nice for them to do. It seems to be the thing at the moment to light this up. It's been going for years and years, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. So, continuing on my lovely day here, and again, I keep thanking you for joining me and watching this. For those few who do, it really is nice to know that there is someone with me, even though there's not someone with me. But I'll now continue on and get to the next little township. I might check Google Maps first to find out where I've got to go, because I know I'm going to get lost. It's not that well signposted. Well, it is, but I keep getting it wrong. I keep turning down the wrong street, and I don't know why. It's one of those things that you've done it so many times in the past, then you're still going to get it wrong, and you think, oh, God, great. All right, so I'll check my maps. I'll turn this off first, say goodbye to you, have a little bit of a journey on the way there. Hopefully you won't see me stop and go through my phone to find out where the hell I am. And I'll see you at the next thing I take a photograph of, and we'll have a bit of chat just there. A couple of parrots flying along, being close to each other, that's good. It's very nice, but there's no cars going past. It is very nice. But then bye from Lobethal. 8 kilometres down the road from Lowerthal, and yes, I got lost because I was going to take, where you saw in the video that I stopped, I was going to take a quick left, and if I did, I'd be somewhere over there, heading back towards Adelaide. So I had to check, and 200 metres up the road, just around the corner, big sign, Gummaraka, turn left. So here we are, and the claim to fame is the big rocking horse you see in the background. Been here for, well, I don't know, like forever. Been here when my kids were little, been here without my kids when they were growing up. There's a little toy factory next to it, which sells little wooden toys or bits and pieces from kids of all ages. But not a bad ride. Getting a bit warm. Just sitting here, I can feel the sun heating up my back, but when you're riding along the jumper, you do need the jumper. So it's one of those days that stay warm when you stop and stay nice when you're riding, or stay okay when you're still and freeze when you're riding. Okay, so that's the Gummaraka, and for the big thing, one of the big things gone, number 2 down. Now just up into the township, I'll find the police station and take a photograph there. I'm not going to stop just there and have a bit of a chat, because I've got to park right in front of the police station, right next to the police vehicles only sign. I'm not sure whether I'm meant to be there or not. So I'm just going to quickly grab my piece of paper, and I'll show you where it is. Not my paper, the touring competition. I've got a small magnetic clamp. I'll just put it on there like that, go into the middle of the road, set the camera up, click, click, and I'll be done. Then take it off, put that away, and home time. But there supposedly is a really nice bakery here somewhere, so I'm going to get a nice country pie or pasty and cold drink. I've got some water with me, but just a nice cold fizzy drink would be nice. So say goodbye to the rocking horse. I said I'm not going to have a chat to you when I just go up the road a few hundred metres to take a couple of the police station. But you'll see, but I'll include the photograph of what I took, so you can see that actually I was there. And so this would make, was it about 30, the 31st photograph here, 32 up at the police station to show that I was at G for Gummaraka. And I've got my drink cooler. Yay! Actually, it's really is a nice drink cooler. But we'll talk about the prizes later on, as if I can remember to get around to it. So I'll just grab the camera. There we are. Now this is one of the places that you do need to be careful of the time. I did come here, I think the first time, but it was late in the afternoon, and the sun sets looking into the sun, and all I saw was a big shadow of a rocking horse. So it's just after midday now, and even the rocking horse is starting to get in shadow. This is the sort of place that you need to be, in the AM to get here to take a decent photograph. So the sun's behind your back, taking a photograph looking towards the horse. All right, so look for the photograph of the police station coming up. Perhaps a little bit of a journey if I find some nice roads in the hills, heading back down toward the Adelaide Plains. And my afternoon job will be to take the photographs off the camera and these little videos, take the videos off the GoPro, and take the sound recordings off my phone, stick them into a folder, and then when I've got a couple of hours, I will stitch it all together, and that's what I'll stick up on YouTube. So again, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it, more than you know, and we'll continue on. So this was I think this is day 6. I will hopefully see you when I'm doing day number 7. So wherever you are, safe riding, be safe, be careful, and enjoy the simple things. So me and the rocking horse say goodbye. Hi everybody, just to follow up after the taking the photographs at Gamaraka. As you can see, I was there in front of the police station, well my bike was at least. A couple of things that I wasn't able to do. One, begin the photograph, because where you can see the bike, you can see that I'm standing taking the photograph in the middle of the road, and while there's not a lot of traffic there, there was enough to, yeah, I'd have to have a tripod, camera on standby or timer, and then rush quickly into the photograph. So it was easier just to stick the cover on the side of the bike and keep it as that. Now on the way home, so if I had to come down this way towards Campbelltown, down Gorge Road, cars just every now and then, of course. There was nobody here when I started, now everybody's coming down. But I just wanted to go through a couple of things. Well, one thing is that I've got to go through Campbelltown, end up in the northeastern suburbs, so it's just going to be a lot of suburbs to drive home, which isn't my cup of tea, but what can you do? The other thing is I almost lost the GoPro. Now, obviously I didn't, because you're seeing me on the GoPro itself, but what happened was that I took the photograph at the police station, parked in the official police business area. That's why I was quick. I'm sure the police didn't consider me taking a photograph of their building official police business, so I wanted to get out there as quick as possible. So I went up there, just started to leave Gamaraka. I thought, okay, I'll just make sure, I wanted to stop and change the battery on the GoPro because it was getting low. Then I looked down at it and I could see the GoPro shaking more than it should. And I thought, that doesn't look too good. So I quickly pulled over, had a bit of a look, and as I touched it, and I'll zoom in here, that's where my GoPro used to mount. I mean, nothing. I spared no expense. A bit of cardboard around the handlebar mount, and so that's where the GoPro was, and it was up there like that, and that bracket just broke, and so there's what's left of the bracket in the bike. So I've got the bracket still. So there's the bottom of the bracket, which means I can't use it. So if I try to put the bracket on, that means the camera's going to be pointing towards the right. So I can't get the camera held there to take a photograph of where I'm going to go. So luckily I noticed it. That if it wasn't for the fact that the battery was getting low, I would have just started riding on, and then if it fell off, then hopefully that would have taken the brunt of the collision and would have been okay to continue using. But that little bracket isn't a GoPro bracket. That was just one that I got from JCar Electronics, just a cheap third-party one. But well, I did say cheap. It's not really cheap. They're not that cheap, even the third-party ones. But I couldn't see that kind of bracket in the GoPro site, so I had to get a third-party one. So no more video on the way home from now on. It's all just very quiet. So I was just stopped here, so I'll just have a look. This is the Kangaroo Dam, where they've been doing a lot of work, making it bigger, higher. You can see the water level is down a little bit still, and it's the beginning of summer, so it's only going to go less than that. But they spent ages putting a lot of cement, a lot more part of the dam, and just the other side, it just drops down for a fair distance, so they're holding back a fair bit of water. And of course, unstable cliffs, I won't get over the edge and fall down and break my neck. But that's it for the day. My day is ended, for the video part at least, simply because I can't take any more. There's no way to hold the this little camera up and take the photograph. So I will continue with my breezy journey, go through the suburbs, go home and have a very, very late lunch. All right, again, hey Bake, thank you so much for following me. I quite enjoy all this. Gives me a little bit of something to do, trying to put all the video components together and edit it out and to stick it up. So I'll continue trying, and one of the things I will have to do, of course, is get another little bracket bit so I can put the camera back on the bike for my next day. Yeah, just like it was just vibrating, just shaking. I thought that's not good, and so I've never. I've never over tightened that up too much, and the other bracket, I haven't tried to move the GoPro when it was in the wrong angle. I loosened things up, so all I can attribute to the breakage of that is that, I mean, this little GoPro is not a lightweight little device. I just reckon it's the wind against it as it was riding along, the vibration of the handlebars just shaking, and it was just a stress fracture that started up. So I'm not all impressed, but at least the bit that I bought from GoPro worked okay. So I'll just go back to one of these stores and get another little third-party bracket that I can stick onto the handlebar. All right, enjoy your day, and again, as usual, be safe, ride safe, enjoy life, have a coffee with friends. All right, I will talk to you on my next day out, whenever that may be. Bye for now, and bye from the Kangaroo Dam and an unstable cliff. Okay, bye.